All right, let's go to breaking news. Another police pursuit ongoing right now.
Mark Kono, I know this has been hard to keep up with this guy, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Chris and Megan and Ginger, good morning. We are in pursuit of a vehicle here, the LAPD, and we understand possibly East LA Sheriffs or CHP in pursuit of a DUI driver. Now, this guy has been very, very evasive. As you can see here, he's just kind of out of our shot here. We're going to pick it up in just a couple of moments. This thing, from what we gather, started somewhere along the 710 freeway corridor, northbound, headed up into East LA, and then southbound on the 5 freeway. This guy has been traveling at incredibly high rates of speeds in excess of 110 miles an hour. It took us all of about 10 minutes to try and catch up to this guy because he was being so evasive. But there he is. He's on Rosecrans, and he's just westbound Rosecrans, just crossed over the 710 freeway. Sky 5 HD is the first overhead of this police pursuit here. Now, he is, again, traveling at a super high rate of speed. We have 2 LAPD police helicopters in tow here, and just a couple of ground units who are maintaining the situation here on the ground. Now, as you can see, he is along Rosecrans. He's just crossed over the 710, so he will be moving into the Compton area here. He has been, just very evasive, very erratic, showing no signs of giving up at this point. A DUI driver, from what we understand at this point, so we don't know anything beyond that. Probably attempted to stop on, he just crashed. Oh my gosh, okay, yeah, he just made the turn, crashed into a tree. And it looks like the CHP, who is in close proximity to him, is going to make the approach. He just crashed off of Rosecrans. He just turned north, couldn't make the turn, and hit the tree. And now it is guns drawn. It looks like he's coming out of the driver door here, kind of stumbling from what we can see. He's on the ground. Don't know if there are any additional passengers on board. It doesn't look like it. Just looks like the one driver. And you can see that the CHP officers approaching very carefully, guns drawn, and they are going to be able to take him into custody, it appears. So just the solo driver, a DUI driver, wanted for various things here. But it looks like this thing is going to be ending here in Compton. Guys?
You know, it's really great to see this end so quickly. This guy was going so fast. Of course, as Mark just mentioned, report of a DUI, and luckily not a lot of traffic on the roads as well. But as you can see, it seems to have ended peacefully.
Mark, let's stay with us for a few minutes here. What are we seeing? Is it we see airbags deployed? Do we know? Are they going to call for medical attention for this guy, or are you hearing any calls? Any police calls?
Chris was after me. You know what? We don't understand. We don't know if there are. Okay.
Okay, so Mark's making some position calls here, obviously. It does seem like a situation where the driver wanted to go back to his initial location because he was initially 710 northbound side at Alondra, and then now he was going back. He's going westbound, crossing over under the 710 freeway again. And it looks like he's off of Rosecrans now on a smaller street. So as you mentioned, Megan, that is some good news because Rosecrans would be so busy at this hour,
and he is standing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But we have no idea exactly, the nature, if he's hurt or not, for that matter. So I know that will be for police to ascertain. And he was moving, Mark. If you were ballparking the speeds that he was traveling at, we could only guess. What would be your, based on your airspeed, Mark?
Me or not?
Sounds like Mark's
he's
like
dealing with a lot.
Go
ahead, Mark.
Guys, okay, sorry. It's a little bit too soon to understand whether or not he needs medical assistance or not. I mean, obviously, this pursuit just ended a couple of seconds ago. They're just kind of getting a handle on it. They're just getting control of the situation here. The suspect now in custody. At that point, they can probably, give him an initial evaluation to see what kind of condition he's in. Is it indeed a DUI driver? They should be able to ascertain that fairly quickly here. And at that point, if they need medical attention, they will be able to call for some. It's a little bit too soon, I think. Just a couple of seconds after the pursuit to wonder if he needs it or not. But at any rate, this is all happening in Compton, just off of Rosecrans. You saw this happening on our air, westbound on Rosecrans. He turned north, couldn't make the turn, hit a tree, and now is pretty much face down at the back of the vehicle here. Half a dozen officers of the CHP have now taken this guy into custody. Now, again, whether or not this guy needs medical attention, we have yet to see at this point. Obviously, a little bit too soon. No paramedics, no ambulances on the way as of yet, but right now it's just a CHP handle.
What about the speed, Mark? How fast would you guess he was going based on your airspeed and how you tried to keep up?
Well, we were doing 117 knots on the ground, which equates to about 125, 130 miles an hour in trying to catch this guy. We heard some scanner traffic that this guy was traveling in excess of 110 miles an hour, so that just kind of gives you an idea. We well, this guy was northbound on the 710. He was on the streets through the city of Commerce for a bit. Then he was southbound on the 5 freeway, exited, I believe, on Paramount. And then from there, it was surface streets all the way over towards Compton. And it was in that time that we were finally able to catch up to him. So this guy was driving incredibly fast here, 110 miles an hour. Even the stuff that we were able to show you when he was turning westbound on Rosecrans, he was traveling extremely, extremely fast. No regard to anyone, no regards to commuters, and no regards to pedestrians. Just an incredibly dangerous situation, but safely has now come to an end.
Absolutely, and great job to you, Mark Kono, for catching up with this guy. Once again, this is the third police chase that in the last at least 24 hours
right.
we've reported on. I don't know what's happening, but
it's hot.
It's hot. Is that it?
People get
full
crazy,
moon.
I
I
guess.
said there was a full moon. Henry didn't agree with me. I saw it. I could have sworn my way up. But anyway, so happy to see that it ended safely.
Henry, is a full moon a technical thing to say? Like, you may see what appears to be
I'm not busy
a
about
full
being
moon.
technical. I'm just saying it's there.
Okay.
Right.
So it makes you go,
Things that make
people
you go.
get a little.
But you know, I'm
Yeah.
a stickler for details.
I know.
And so technically,
You're the king of detail.
right?
Yeah.
Technically, not quite a full moon. So yeah,
Fullish.
It
foolish.
was
Yes,
like 90% full.
Yeah.
it's probably 99% full, but technically
Still not there then, huh?
Not there.
My goodness.
And being the perfectionist that I am, it matters.
Absolutely.
65 in Ontario.